What's up? So, what I think about Rodney Hinton Jr.'s $25 million lawsuit against the police department in Ohio because of excessiveness and his whole case? I ain't got no problem with it. I think that I don't condone an eye for an eye because this is extreme. However, I understand why people hit the GoFundMe for him. I don't have a problem with it because um, the reality is that um, he lost his son. And black fathers, especially, losing their children to parvo is tough. It's bad enough with violence and period, but the police is there to serve and protect, and they work for the people. It's not the other way around. They are supposed to work for the community. They're not to do what they want to do. Abuse of power and abuse of authority. When you get profiled and you got to be subjective to the harassment while you're driving while black, walking while black, talking while black, thinking while black, meditating while black, whatever you do. And to some people, he's like a Nat Turner to some people. I'm not going to lie. I really, I don't condone the events because of retaliation. However, I'm not going to sit here and say that Rodney Hinton Jr. is necessarily, I understand how he feels. I do. Because being profiled alone makes you messes with you, bugs you out. But to lose your child, and there is no anti-bills against it with people just taking out, and it's going a free for all. So he has every right. And I do believe that some of the police or people are going to rough him up and be towards him. They're gonna understand though that imagine if people got tired of the abuse that goes on with it, institutionalized systematic attacks and stuff, because the color of your skin that you are being subjective to that, and before people come out and say, well, you don't run, don't act, they don't do that. They don't do that. When you're black, you're always under attack. And they don't use tasers on you. I am always amazed when I see a taser actually being used on the said suspect, because it's almost like that upholstery is just there for decoration. It collects, molded up. Now they actually know how to use a taser. Who knew? But when these sort of things happen, we protest, we march. People say, "Oh, why you do that?" Because it's the same thing that's been going on for 400 plus years. The slave catchers be out here, and they always trying to spring a trap, and they look at black men in particular and think, "Okay, this is what's up." So when you see a story like this, you see a story of this magnitude, you're like, "Oh wow," because that's a father who was like, enough of this. I don't want to be, he said he don't want to be a statistic. And it has to hurt his heart, But, if you're a proud parent, you go through whatever great lengths you do for your child. And you expect your community to definitely understand that. And you ask yourself, people got a problem with supporting this man, but yet they'll support a white woman that made a racial epithet to a 5-year-old black boy. Make that make sense, And which of it is more twisted? Because it's sad all the way around. But this here, Rodney Hinton Jr., he got every right to go through with a lawsuit. They are messing with him and what they did to his son. Now, again, there got to be a medium in there because of the officer and everything. And I understand that. So I'm not condoning that. However, I'm also tired of black men and black people in general being used as pinatas by these catchers out here who are thinking they can do what they want. It's your job. It's a job that doesn't give you the right to just use people and say, "I'm gonna get you," and attack you because of the color of your skin. Please hit like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.